Hello everyone, Sparrow Vision. Welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of Judge Frank, where he is a judge out of Pennsylvania. If you have parking tickets or just about any type of ticket, you go, and if you're lucky enough to go in front of him, he's very fair, he's compassionate, and I wanted to give him honors. He has talked about on several occasions how there is a fund set aside to help people in need to pay off some of their tickets. I found this one, and this is why this is a second part to the video. Give this one a listen.
Okay, I'm going to take just a fast detour from calling people, and I received a great surprise this morning when they told me that there was a priest from Franklin, Wisconsin, who dropped by the courthouse to say hello, and his name is Father Mark Maston. And Father, you want to go up to the mic?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Father. Well, let me ask you a question. Why did you come here this morning?
Well, I came to give a donation.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if you want me to let you know what the dollar amount is, but it's $1,000. And I do it for several reasons. First of all, I've been very moved by watching your videos. I don't know how it popped up on Facebook, and maybe it was God's intention, but I've been so moved by what you do for these good people of this city and this area, because reading some statistics as a priest of the Sacred Heart, we work with the poor, and I've worked on the Indian reservations in South Dakota, and I grew up poor. My mother raised us by herself, 8. I'm the oldest of 8. Each child is about 13 months apart, and she also raised her Down syndrome sister, and eventually her father. And it was rough. I mean, I can remember days where I could see my mom wasn't eating. Sometimes the kids, my siblings, had to go over to a neighbor's house to get warm. So I've been very blessed in my life, and same with our siblings. So since I flew into here, I thought, it's close by. I'll just drop this off and run away, and not have to be here publicly to really present this to you. But I want to say a couple more things real quickly, because I know these good people have to be up here. One of the things I noted here is that you are a great man of compassion. And the Latin word and theological word for compassion is to suffer with. And God suffers with us. And you do that very well. And the other word is mercy. Coming to a court is not about collecting fees and money as a cash cow. And you may have been blamed for that in news media, that you're giving away and not collecting the money that you should. But the court system is about mercy and judging fairly. It's about ruling things, and mercy is not just throwing yourself to the mercy of the court. Mercy, in a real deep theological sense, comes from the word hesed, which is a Jewish term, which means to journey with somebody, to pull them out of their depths of their despair, and to give them a sense of hope and purpose in life. And so what you do, very publicly, I might add, is to be congratulated, because you represent what the judicial system should be about. Real justice. Use it as you will to help the good citizens of this area. And so thank you for what you do, Your Honor.
Father, I can't thank you enough. I want to just state publicly that I have never met Father Maston until this morning, and I'm really moved and touched by your words, and I appreciate it very much. And one of the things I want to make note of that you talked about was your family, and I have an opportunity to do a great public speaking, and one of the things that I talk about all the time is the family unit, which is the basic unit of society. And so your spirit, your generosity, and your heart comes from your family, from your mom. And and that's, I think, one of the sins of the world right now is the disintegration of the family unit, and we should be doing what we can to keep it together. And you exemplify product of a strong family unit and a loving mother. And you're a veteran. And I just wanted to share this story with you that my older brother, who's 2 years older than me, he just passed away recently.
Sorry to hear that.
And he was a veteran. And he visited, this is a family unit story, and talks about love and compassion and understanding. So someone told him that his friend, named Fred, was at the vet's hospital. And so he decided he'd go and visit Fred. He found, they said, what room? And they said, room 210, whatever it was. And so he went, and Fred had now grown a beard, and he looked skinny, and my brother went there, and he sat there, and he said, hi, Fred, and Fred could just about talk. And he stayed with him for a little over an hour, and was actually, rubbing his arm and holding his hand, saying, things are going to be better for you, things are going to be better for you. And Fred was nodding, and he said, I'll be back tomorrow. And he left, and he met some of his other friends that night. And he said, no, I went to see Fred today because he was at the vet's hospital. And they said, Fred got discharged 2 days ago. So it wasn't Fred that he visited, but the story is that the following day, he went back and visited that gentleman who we didn't know. And they said, why did you go back? He said, because I promised him I would go back. And he was a veteran. And I understand that. And where did that come from? That came from my mom and my dad, that feeling. And like you, it's all part of the family unit. I am immeasurably moved by your appearance here today. So I want to...
Now you see, it pays to be kind, to be good to people. It'll come right back at you. It might not come back at you in money or anything like that, but it will come back at you in some sort of way to where God will reward you in what you do in life. Now you see why I really love this judge. You can find him. This episode is called Caught in Providence. But if you ever watch Parking Wars, every now and then they show a segment of his courtroom. He's very fair, he's honest, he's genuine, and my hat goes off to you, Frank, Judge Frank. If you like what you hear and listen, and hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it around. Until next time.